E3 happened. Davis, what'd you like? What are your thoughts?
Are you sure you want to hear from me, James?
I am.
Sure?
I love you fucking son of a bitch.
Two big things came out of E3 for me, and they both were Switch related. And
talk about a Switch.
Can we just say E3 overall was fairly boring? Like a lot of publishers are just moving away from E3 altogether as a platform for announcing big game updates and big game announcements. So
that's pretty consistent with the convention and the shows in general. It's just there's other platforms for it that get more attention. It makes sense.
The conventions are just losing power at this point.
Yeah, and it's just it's a in-person experience at that point, and it's not going to have as much weight because of how much everybody else in the world can see it so quickly. Yeah. So, but that said, E3, a couple awesome things for the Switch. I thought, one more so than the other, Metroid, the new Metroid 2D game that Switch is releasing. I think looks fantastic. It's definitely borrowing from a lot of different 2D platforms right now, and it's not like incredibly original because there's been so much work on the indie 2D front that they're just kind of borrowing and then kind of implanting it into the Metroid universe. But that said, Metroid's a great character, and there's a lot of good stuff there. And the trailer that they had was very intriguing. It was action-packed, and a lot of it that they showed was actually kind of like run and strategize how you're going to figure it out because you're overpowered, which is different for the Metroid universe. So that was cool. It's kind of brought you into a different element in that world. So the one caveat to this is it's on the Switch, and for a big platform game like that, it's risky, because if it doesn't sell, they won't do this again. Like, they will not put a major franchise in that position again to fail. They're testing it with Metroid. If it does well, they'll keep going with something else. But if this game does not sell, it's gonna stay indie, and it's gonna keep going that way.
Well, conversely, if it does do really well, though, I mean, that would be
that's huge, and that'd be great for the industry, I think, because then I think it just opens up a lot of different. There's a lot of different boxes that different genres can check, and it just kind of gives more leeway to like the big games kind of having more options of how they can portray their franchises, and that's cool to me. But it's gonna have to sell a lot, and for a 2D platform game like that, I don't have high hopes. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's not a super popular genre right now.
No, but I thought it was really cool to see. And then the other thing, Jeff's gonna love this, but Breath of the Wild 2 got the trailer, the little teaser got released.
Now, where's that rank in comparison to the Starfield teaser?
I mean, it was definitely more hype.
Definitely
more hype.
Above.
I mean, if you're gonna put a Starfield trailer out there and the only thing you're gonna show me is an empty, barren planet
and a sandwich.
Yeah. I saw they're eating a turkey and cheese sandwich on dry white bread. They got Wonder Bread. That's what they're working with. So
I love Breath of the Wild. I know Jeff is gonna call me a bunch of names for that in the private Discord chat. I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild. I'm definitely.
By the way, bestdamnerdshow.com/discord.
Yeah.
Discuss it.
All you Kevin Smith stands can come find me there.
Dude, the thing is, like, this E3, there were no. I feel like there, aside from Nintendo, no one really used it as a platform to like really show anything crazy. But there are a lot of really good games to look forward to this year. Like Back 4 Blood, which we talked about Left 4 Dead earlier. Back 4 Blood is like the spiritual successor to it, made by the same guys who did.
Is that the vampire one?
No, it's going to be basically Left 4 Dead, but like on modern.
Okay.
On modern graphics. Stalker 2, Halo Infinite was shown a little bit, although I'm not super optimistic about that.
Redfall is the vampire sort of styled Left 4 Dead
yeah.
that they showed some stuff at E3.
Age of Empires 4 footage was shown.
I think Mark will be hype about that.
That's going to be a fun one. I know Tim hasn't been on the podcast recently, but he'll enjoy that one. Again, Starfield. And let's see, Forza Horizon 5. I don't know if you, Davis, do you like racing games? Did you play Forza Horizon?
No, I stopped pretty early on Gran Turismo.
Dude, Forza Horizon, like, if you're going to play any racing game and you're not into, like, the hardcore sims where you have to, like, balance your fucking tires and change your oil and shit, like, Forza Horizon is actually an extremely, extremely fun game. So I'm excited for that one. Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to this year. Oh, Icarus, of course, is a great sci-fi game that's going to come out. But again, E3 itself wasn't a revelation, as some would say, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of shows and conventions are getting on are jumping on the train.
I'm so in my own head about it still.
You're still pissed. You're stewing, dude.
I mean, it wasn't the He-Man title, so.
I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at everything. This is just the latest thing in like a build up of. Anyway, continue on, James. We're talking E3 here.
Nerd show and what James is mad at this week.
You know what? I'm not even going to hide from anymore. I do like things, but if I have to be the one, the only one that is going to tell all of you in the Nerdsphere why stuff stinks and why it was better before, then you know what? That's my cross to bear. If I am playing Skyrim and Mass Effect for the rest of my days because that's when video games were good, then so be it. The best days of the MCU are behind it. And now they're coming for Lord of the Rings. They're coming for our 80s cartoons. I told you when the Thundercats reboot was good, Lion-O was still involved. Continue, Davis.
But about Breath of the Wild, everything looks it's the same. It looks like it's the same landscape, except they just brought it up into the sky.
Dude,
I don't.
Maybe the third game will be underwater. That would be dope.
And maybe that's why they were able to make it quickly, a little bit quicker, because they could just kind of be like, all right, well, we have this piece of land, so just take that from the earth and raise it about a mile into the sky, and then we can play off that.
As long as you're a glider, you're good.
I mean,
did you see anything about Elden Ring, Davis?
No.
James, you should check that game out. I'm sure
I heard a little bit about it.
Okay, yeah, you should definitely check that one out. It's like Gothic RPG coming out next year.
Yeah.
George R.R. Martin collaborated on it.
Yeah, that's what makes me not want to play it, because I don't want to support. Speaking of, dude, George, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Don't you have a book to write?
No, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. You know what? Part of it's he can do what he wants. He's just not beholden to us. But holy Lord, man, this guy, he might run for office before he decides to pick up Game of Thrones again.
He just needs anything
he's
to
collaborating on a prequel. And he's doing this video game. What I've seen looks sick, and I like a good Gothic RPG. But the fact that Martin, it's a Martin production, it's like, bro, you're just thumbing your nose at us left and right. You are giving us the finger left and right.
He's gonna die before the final book is released, and the writers of the Game of Thrones
on
show
his tombstone,
are gonna have to
it's gonna be like, I'll get to it eventually.
The show writers are gonna have to go back and finish the book series for him, which is gonna.
He'll probably be attached to the second season of Masters Universe Revelation.
Yeah,
I have this maintenance guy at work that he's my only maintenance guy, and
you bring an intimacy coordinator to the Netflix animation team for all the hardcore sex scenes in He-Man and the Masters Universe.
Yeah, dude.
And he will come in my office for an hour or two just to kind of tangent off. I'm like, you are the George R.R. Martin of maintenance, and he'll even admit it. He's like, I'm in here because I just don't want to do what I'm supposed to do right now.
I don't want to fix the doors. It's like,
Dude,
sir, that's your job, okay?
You
That's
just put
literally
things
why
on.
you're here.
Yeah. It's like, I
Jesus
hired
Christ.
you for a job.
Martin,
Every time I sit on the toilet seat, it fucking flies off to the side.
king
Get out of
of
my office and go fix it.
procrastination, George R. Martin, and like I think I just don't think he wants to. I don't think he feels like he can
I mean, what
give it a
motivation does he
satisfying
have?
conclusion, and so
What
you know.
motivation could he possibly have to finish that series?
Maybe
like,
he
already
thinks-
he already made millions on a show,
Yeah.
and the show is concluded. There's no reason to finish it.
Yeah.
Maybe,
knows.
maybe he thinks he'll be
Legacy?
more of a legend if he doesn't finish it. You know what could have
Maybe
been.
like Tupac.
I-
dude.
I think he's actually just.
Yeah, Tupac was big into high fantasy and political drama. Tupac, forgot about that. That was actually what the whole East Coast West Coast rap scene was really about.
Except instead of getting shot, he just ate too many McDoubles. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, dude.
I think George R. R. Martin is just butthurt that somebody figured out where he was going very early on, and he was like, "Well, it's already done. I don't need to do this, so we're good here."
I don't think he cares about legacy at all, and I think he did what he was set out to do, which was write a couple things and then make a little bit of money, and now he's just good, man. He's just doing his thing.
Yeah, he's anyway. Where are we at? Anybody got anything else to say about E3?
Oh, we're on E3. Okay.
We're an hour in, 2 topics in.
Oh.
But He-Man, though, you know.
Stay like Kevin Smith. I like that son of a bitch is going to come at Thundercats, and I'm going to be very or Transformers. That all of a sudden it's like, you know. And I know the movie killed off Optimus Prime. I'm well aware of that, and I hated Hot Rod as a kid for that very fact. But yeah, man, I don't know where we're at right now. There's ruining everything. This is if you go all the way back to when we were talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, John, and how I didn't want to see these little kids with the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle backpacks because I knew the quality would suffer. And that's, you know, you're parachuting in anyway. But
you might need to go back and watch some of that stuff and check out that quality that you're talking about.
No, man. The theme songs were all we need. That's all we need. And need I remind you that without the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, we would have no pizza parties in the United States of America. Before the Turtles, it was entirely an Italian product. Could barely find a pizzeria in the United States. Anyway.
Not without Mafia, at least.
It's like the height of Pizza Hut, but yeah.
Yeah, because of the Turtles, dude.
Pizza.
That's Little Caesars, bro. Not the
Little
Hut.
Caesar's the goat.